Hey, what's going on, guys? Back to make another book review. I know it's been a few weeks since I actually put anything up. I've been super busy with just life in general. It's just been taking up all my time just to deal with my house and whatnot. I've still been working on projects and I've still been recording. I just haven't gotten a chance to edit. Editing videos takes a long time. It takes like a couple hours per video unless it's something easy like a book review, which is usually very short. Anyways, I'm going to cover a book that is been talked about a lot lately, and there's actually two versions of this one. I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Chronicles. Now there is also a Japanese version. Be careful which one you buy. The Japanese version is probably going to be a lot more expensive. It's not in print anymore. Well, actually, neither of them are in print anymore, but you're going to pay a lot more for shipping and whatnot. This is an expensive book. In general, you can find cheap copies. Like I found my copy of this one was only like $30. I got very lucky. Shipping wasn't too bad on it, but this was like $200. It's ouch. It was actually kind of a mistake that it's here. It was supposed to be the Vehicles book, but it's not. Anyway, I'm going to just review the English version. I've looked through these books. I don't spot a real significant difference in them other than the language, and there's a few other like small graphic design elements that are different. I've seen a couple pictures that are a little bit different, but really, it's just not worth getting the Japanese version. So just take that information and know that the English version is the one you want and save yourself a lot of money. Anyways, let's get into this book. All right, to start off with, it is in this very strange slipcover, and I have a love-hate relationship with this book because I think it's ugly. And as somebody with a graphic design background, that bothers me. Anyways, let's find out what's in the box, because this is literally a box. It's a big book, so I don't get why they had to make it more awkward to get into. It's already heavy, and hey, you paid extra money for more cardboard that does nothing for you. Yay. So here's the book. See, not terribly attractive. Same on both sides, stripes in the characters. It is very thick. It is very big. Like, it barely fits on the, what little remaining space I have on my desk here. It actually hangs off by a couple inches. Me pushing it all the way against the monitor here, it's still hanging off. Just be aware. I don't think any of you are going to have any problems with that, but just know that it's a big book. It's one of the bigger books in my collection. So let's take a look inside. Anyways, I kind of have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with this book. It's got a lot of good stuff in it, but it's got some really hideous 90s style graphic design. I think it's 90s. That would be my guess. I should probably check that, but it's very cluttered. A lot of the images are small, and I mean, yuck. I just don't like the way things are laid out. But here we are. But there's a lot of good stuff in it. And a lot of big pictures of certain things. And there's a lot of like world type stuff, galaxy structure and things like that. There are some really cool big foldouts in here, and I think they're near the beginning. But yeah, that's like see, there's like so many like small photos, like just it does a lot of that. Like here's a little cutout Boba Fett, and just little stuff stuck everywhere. It just feels very cluttered to me. Yeah, here we go. Here's some of the foldouts, and I think these are supposed to give you a sense of scale. I can't even get it all in here, like how big things are in relationship to each other, but I don't feel like it's accurate. And I don't know. The cool thing about it is you do get some really good photos of some ships. Like if you were just to watch the movie, you would assume the Rebel transport here is like a gray color, where it's actually kind of got a bit of warmth and it's almost like a light brown-ish type color. I mean, you can contrast it here to Shuttle Tidarium or Imperial Shuttle, and it looks very gray. And then this is very warm looking. Let me back this up a little bit more, because we got lots of cutouts here. I'll do my best to not be in the way. So we got this, and then we got another double cutout here. This one on this side, you know, it's got a Rebel frigate, Mon Calamari cruiser, you know, Star Destroyer, a bunch of the other little ships, you know, like this. This is the Rebel transport down here, but it's that ship over here, you know. So it's trying to give you scale, but I don't think it's accurate. I really don't. And then you go over here, it gets even bigger. And you have the Super Star Destroyer there at the top, and you have a bunch of Star Destroyers and the Rebel cruisers and the Space Slug, of course. I mean, that stuff's fun, but it's not really the type of stuff I'm buying this book for. And it's got the Death Star and Cloud City on this page. Yeah, so you can see it a little bit better here. Death Star, Cloud City there. Anyways, we're going to actually get into the real meat and potatoes of the book here a little bit. So, the cool thing is it does have a lot of photos, but I wish they were bigger. Like, this is just a little thing up here. I wish it was so much bigger. Like, on this side it's pretty big. But, you know, like, if I'm trying to paint a blockade runner, I would really love to see that in larger detail. But there's a lot of cool making of photos in here, which I dig a lot. And this page actually brings up a really good point. Is I like books that have a lot of like focus. This book kind of has a lot of stuff in it. It feels a little less focused, but like there's the costumes book is very focused and it just feels so dialed in. And there's a lot of big pictures. I love that. There's Ralph McQuarrie books, super dialed in. You know, it's all just his concept art. You know, this is all Colin Cantwell stuff. I kind of wish there was the Colin Cantwell book. You know, it probably wouldn't be, you know, enormous, but as far as Star Wars stuff goes, but like it'd be cool. You know, I have a love for like concept art and design and stuff like that. So that would really be something I would be interested in. Anyway, but there are, like, as you can see, good photos. Some are old and blurry, and some are construction ones, and some are detail. Like, I love this photo down here that shows the bay. I just wish it was even bigger, you know. It's probably 4 inches by 4 inches, so it could be bigger. Another Colin Cantwell special there. Good stuff on each character. Good stuff on each movie. There's a lot of it. Yeah, like, it's got really good reference photos of some things, you know. I do love this book. Now, it is pricey. Usually, I was able to pick up a really cheap copy. I think I got mine for like $30 before shipping. I don't remember what shipping costs, but, you know, it can get expensive. But normally, you're going to find this book for at least $80, if not $100. And I do think it's worth it. But, you know, it's expensive, you know, to buy books that are $100 a pop. So I probably got almost $1,000 in books. Anyways, I'm just going to bounce through some of these. Yeah, Sandcrawler. It's got some really good reference for that. Anyways, I'm going to jump ahead. I don't want to give away everything. We got some Y-Wings. I know there's a section on X-Wings. Interrogator droid. The mouse droid. Yeah, X-Wing. And see, I wish there was a lot more on the X-Wing because they're so pervasive in Star Wars, but they only dedicate, like, really this page and that page, and then you see it in other spots too. But TIE fighters, same thing. Like they devoted that right there, and then this is like Vader's tie over here, from here down. So, it is what it is. Death Star surface. So, all right, let's go into. They do have a holiday special section, but really, let's move on. There's a pretty good Boba Fett section. It is many pages, so if you're into Boba Fett, and it's even got some stuff that's like not, seen in the movie, like his little blaster here that you just don't really see in the movie. Those of you into The Mandalorian might be interested here. Anyway, keep going. Empire Strikes Back. So these Star Destroyers, the cool thing is they got a lot of really good pictures of them. More detail of that one here. We got some good profile shots here. It's good for getting like proportions right. Probe Droid. This is a book I wish I would have had when I was doing my Probe Droid, which is right here. I did not have this book at the time. Kind of annoying. But I'm going to bounce ahead a little bit more here. There's something I was looking for. Tauntauns. Anyway. Millennium Falcon foot. That's the big 5-footer. I actually own one of those. Gotta have a little flex going on. Space Slug. Slave One's got a good section here. Showing a lot of detail. Cloud Car, which is actually a really cool model. I'd really like to build one of those one day. Cloud City. This was like a little cutout they had on a post. That's interesting. The Rebel Medical Frigate. Oh, I love this model. It's so detailed. There's so much color and things you just don't quite notice in the film. But I'm going to jump way ahead here. Let's get out of Empire. Let's get up here to Jedi. We got the second Death Star, which I just heard is going to be on display at the Lucas Museum. Whenever that opens, I definitely need to go check that out. Shuttle Tidarium. Anyways, I'm hoping you guys spot some things. Of course, they gotta have an enslaved Leia. This was a character I remember being in the original cut of the movie, like when I saw it in the theater, and it was up on the wall, and it made some horrible noise, and it scared the crap out of me when I was a little kid. I think it actually made me cry because I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, something like that. Got a little picture of Bill George there. Anyways, that's that. Quick flip through. Alright, so that's it for this book. Like I said, it is, it's got lots of good information. It's also got like a lot of stuff that, the animated part of the holiday special, is something some people care about, but not something I care about personally. Just using that as an example, but like the graphic design in this book I find a little awkward and ugly. I wish a lot of the pictures were bigger. I like books that are a lot more focused. Stuff like the costumes book, stuff like the vehicles book, the Ralph McQuarrie books. Those are all very focused, they're very dialed in, whereas this kind of just covers everything. Kind of like the French book, the Objets du Mythe. That book is just kind of all over the place. It's the movies, it's a lot of extraneous stuff, advertisements and product placement and comics and other stuff that, isn't as, I think, relevant to the prop building hobby, but if you're into just general Star Wars kitsch, that might be up your alley. Anyways, I will have links to this for both eBay and Amazon in the description. It is an affiliate link. God, this thing's awkward and big. It looks like this. Now, be aware there is a Japanese version. It looks like this. There is also the Star Wars Vehicles book, which looks very similar to this, except there's a Millennium Falcon on this little slip instead of Darth Vader. And it says Vehicles 4, 5, and 6 in kind of smaller text. And then there's also a notebook that looks just like this. Don't accidentally buy that notebook, because you're just going to be disappointed when you open it up. Yeah, so links in the description for these books for both Amazon and eBay. They are affiliate links. I do make a tiny little profit off of that. It doesn't cost you anything, so click on it for me. That's going to be it for this video. Check out the blog, propchopshop.com. I don't know why I picked a tongue twister for a name. And know that I'm going to have a bunch of videos coming up here pretty soon. I've got like 5 or 6 or 6, I don't even know at this point. I've got a bunch of them recorded. I just got to get time to edit. And I will see you guys in the next video.